Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is. Feels interesting.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I can change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss that fact, taking big swings, get sham to the back, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bang, cause I've seen what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took a red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel?
Can you hear me bouncing around here?
How's it supposed to feel?
Or bopping around?
How's it supposed to feel?
Come on, dance with me, come on.
They wanna sing my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, or this fuel got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories I forget. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seeds as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
I ran out of breath. Hey guys, how you going? Hey Alex, how you going? Deb, how you going? Who else we got? Flyby Stew, Sherry, out to lunch. Good to see you guys. That's it, is it? Oh, AWOL Stew, Carl. Brett, how you going? Dealey, how you going? Is that all we've got now at the moment? Yeah. Carl, no, I didn't. I didn't Google it. I don't want to know. Yeah, AWOL Stew has rapping. Yeah, rapping. Okay, I'm in a weird mood today, so let's get on with it, I suppose. I don't want to know what that means. Can I take that back and just go back to not knowing? Okay, on to Bitcoin. Publord said the 58k gang watching Bitcoin bounce off 60k last night and go back up today. You were so close, boys. Imagine selling it when it went down and it's gone back up. Oh, come on. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. Walker said Jeffrey Epstein didn't launder money with Bitcoin. He laundered money with US dollars in a JP Morgan bank account, which we know. Epstein was a JP Morgan client from 1998 to 2013. The bank kept him on even after he was arrested in 2006 on prostitution charges and pleaded guilty 2 years later. JP Morgan ignored internal warnings and overlooked red flags about Epstein because he was a valuable client. All about the money. Anyone telling you Epstein has anything to do with Bitcoin is either an idiot or trying to sell you something. This was Reuters. JP Morgan, $290 million settlement with Epstein accusers approved by a US judge. Remember that? He tried to go after Bitcoin because there's no one to blackmail at the top, really. Who knows? Well, I thought Satoshi Nakamoto, whatever his name is, I thought that he was a made-up person. That was just my thoughts. But anyway, and I think it's someone else. The Unusual Whale said, breaking, Bill Clinton has said, I've called for the full release of the Epstein files. Now, what's he up to? He also said, Hillary and Hillary. Oh, dear me. Bill and Hillary Clinton, we want our hearing of Epstein to be public. The truth belongs to the American people. They deserve to know all the truth. Yeah, the same guy that sat and told us that he did not have sexual relations with that woman. Okay, we'll see. Should be interesting. If they want it to be public, I wonder if they're going to start throwing each other under the bus. I'm waiting for that because we know it's going to happen, full on. Paul Zipula said, Mayor Mandami's mum, Mira Nair, was mentioned in the newly released Epstein files. She attended a swanky after-party at convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell's house for her film Amelia that was also attended by former President Bill Clinton and Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, according to an email sent by publicist Peggy Segal to Epstein on October 21st, 2009. This according to the New York Post. AI images have popped up on social media depicting Mira and Zoran with Epstein. Oh, so they're AI images. Okay. Zoran hasn't taken kindly to this, now wants to censor AI as a result. Way to go. He should have just dismissed the images as ridiculous and focused on helping the people of New York City. But Zoran doesn't actually know how to do that. So he'll keep trying to make himself the centre of attention and effort as mayor. Yeah, okay. Yeah, do it. Go on, ban AI. Gunther Eagleman said Bill Clinton is panicking. That's why he wants them publicised. Are they panicking because they think they're going to be Clinton-sided by someone else? It won't be Clinton-sided anymore, or Arkan-sided. It'll be something else. Soros-sided? Who knows? Che Bowers said Bill Clinton, the man who infamously said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. Now he says he knows nothing about what happened on Epstein Island. Yeah, I would love to hear their, what is it? Is it deposition or whatever? Their court hearings, whatever it is. I'd love to hear it. Mario Norfolk said Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell visited 10 Downing Street with Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey. This was access at highest levels of power and everyone just let them in. All for the love of money. Mario Norfolk also said Epstein burned a CD labelled Clinton Trips to Africa, London, LA. He travelled with them to multiple continents and archived it on CD. Clinton Trips, something Africa. Can't read it very well. Maybe you can. Okay, and we've got a few Olympians who are going political now. AKA, if you're against America, you shouldn't be representing us in the Olympics, no. Okay, Define L said, check this out. Okay, let's have a look. This is interesting.
Why do you think that communists and socialists keep trying to implement these systems into countries even when they keep failing time and time again? Is it just because they want power, or they're actually seeking that perfect utopia, or what?
C.S. Lewis says that it might actually be better to live under greedy robber barons than it is perpetual moral busybodies. He goes, the robber baron, the person that is motivated by greed or a lust for power, they may at some point have that desire satiated. He goes, but the person that torments you for your own good will do so without end because they do it with the approval of their own conscience. When I read Gramsci, when I read Herbert Marcuse, when I read Foucault, when I read Simone de Beauvoir, there seems to be a common trend, a disdain for God because God represents a power and authority outside of themselves, a disdain for objective reality because God makes objective reality possible. And then there's no objective morality. So if you're rebelling against reality itself and your goal is to be your own God, you can come up with 1,000 different ways to justify whatever you're doing, to include what you're doing to other people. And if they're the ones standing in the way of this great utopia that we're going to create because they haven't fully embraced the ideas the way they should, well then we'll be happy to re-educate them or imprison them or enslave them or kill them, because ultimately they're the ones standing in the way of utopia.
Oh, so it's worse having the people who say, "Oh, it's for the good, for the greater good, for your own good." They're worse than the dickheads we have in charge. Okay, interesting thought. Bunce number 23. He's right. This is fake environmentalism. This is real environmentalism. Is letting the animals roam free, how they're supposed to, on God's given earth. Okay, I've always said that. They're not like environmentalists. It's fake. Malcolm Roberts said the Labor government keeps telling you migration's coming down. The data tells a different story. This is here in Australia. Right now, there are about 2.9 million people here on temporary visas and another 1.8 million on permanent non-citizen visas. A total of roughly 4.7 million non-citizens. That's 4.7 million people competing for a home, clogging your roads and filling your GP waiting rooms. Our infrastructure cannot cope with the scale of this influx. This isn't sustainable and it's a disaster for the Australian way of life. This is what you should be watching. If you're Australian, go and watch Senate estimates. Okay, now listen to some of this BS.
Thank you, Senator Shoebridge. Senator Roberts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for
Can't really hear much.
I'd like to discuss migrant numbers and stock data. If I can go to the number of temporary visa holders in the country first. I have the temporary visa holder stock data that says as at 30th of September this year, which is the latest data apparently, there were 2.9 million temporary visa holders in the country, 2.53 when excluding tourists and crew. Can you confirm, please, that that's the largest number of temporary migrants in the country recorded ever in the month of September?
Senator, I will just find those figures.
I'll find them. I don't have them, but I'll find them. We are so incompetent, we don't know anymore.
The 2.925, the figure you provided, is correct. I'm not able to confirm it's the largest number ever. I'd have to take it on notice and check everything.
Oh, take it on notice and shove it up your rear end, mate. I'm sick of this take it on notice because we never get the answers. That's like Jen Psaki saying we'll circle back to that later. It's a circle jerk, that's what it is. Sam Houle said, activists, your cows are fed soy from cleared rainforests. Farmer, my cows eat grass. Activists, all cattle eat soy. Farmer, mine don't, they're ruminants. Grass is literally what they're designed to eat. Activist, industrial cattle are fed soil. Farmer, I'm not industrial, I'm watching them eat grass right now. Activist, but most beef comes from... Farmer, most beef in Britain comes from grass-fed cattle. We have this thing called rain. Makes grass grow quite well. Activist, the statistics say. Farmer, the statistics are global. You're standing in Cumbria. Activist, still the global supply chain. Farmer, doesn't include me. My supply chain is grass to cow to butcher to customer. 4 steps, no soy. Activist said you're an exception. Farmer said I'm the norm here. Oh, dear. They've got no arguments at all. That's natural. Alexandra Marshall, I know a lot of supermarkets do use factory farming, or they used to. I don't know if they still do, but there you go. Alexandra Marshall said we're not asking why our politicians are still in office. We're asking why they're not in jail, because they should be, especially the ones that we've got in Australia. Well, all over the world, really. You can Canada, you got UK, you got look like in the UK you got Germany, you got France, you got London, England. My God, Vince Langman said, oh, look at that soy boy from Green Day is already turning Super Bowl weekend into a political bash fest against Trump and ICE. This is exactly what Roger Goodell wanted. Okay, let's have a look. No thanks. No thanks, mate. When did he turn into such a soy boy? Wow. Or was he always that way and I just didn't notice? Okay. Cat Turd said, nobody cares. Rock History said, breaking, Neil Young cancels all 2026 tours. I don't think anyone cares anymore. Do you? Do you care about the stars? Do you care about what they say? They're nothing more than little puppet activists themselves. Mr. Poole said 6 million pages the world is burning, not 3 million, 6 million. 180,000 images, 2,000 videos, all released, all public right now. Country by country, they're falling. UK ambassador fired, Prince Andrew stripped of titles, PM apologised on live TV. Norway, former Prime Minister under criminal investigation, Crown Princess apologised, royal family splitting. Spain, former PM receives packages from Epstein. Israel, former PM Barack scheduling meetings with Rothschilds through Epstein. India, billionaire used Epstein to access the White House. America, silence. But the flies don't lie. Files don't lie, neither do the flies. Epstein texted Bannon. Trump wakes up in the middle of the night sweating when he hears you and I are friends. A mother emailed Epstein about her 15-year-old daughter. Selena and I will have 5 friends over. Goldman Sachs executive received 9,400 Hermes bag as a gift from Epstein, still employed. 6 countries, 6 million pages, 0 American arrests. They're protecting the names at the top, but the files are out and the world is reading every page, every email, every flight log, every photo. There's no deleting what's already been downloaded by millions. The reckoning has begun and it won't stop until every name answers. Dark to light. That's what we're here for. Jim Ferguson said, breaking, this was the moment the mask came off. Ben Habib closed with a warning that cut straight to the core. There can be no good in the richest people on earth meeting the most powerful people on earth behind closed doors with no agenda, no minutes and no public scrutiny. That is the World Economic Forum. What we're seeing with Mandelson, Habib said, is only the tip of the iceberg. A man repeatedly resurrected by the system, shielded, ennobled, emboldened? I don't know, installed, not because he serves the people, but because the establishment is rotten to its core. A political class that takes money from foreign billionaires to speak at elite global forums is not governing a nation, it is managing its collapse. This was not rhetoric. This was an accusation and a final reminder. Britain will not be saved by closed rooms, global elites or unelected power. It will only be saved when the public finally says, enough. Enough is enough. Do you want to listen to him? I don't know.
Well, I can't believe I went through the whole presentation without mentioning the World Economic Forum. But when I was deputy leader of another party, we had a policy that we would denounce the World Economic Forum. There can be no good. There can be no good coming out of the richest people in the world meeting the most powerful people in the world behind closed doors, without an agenda, without minutes, without the public...
Pretty much what I just said. Okay, got it. Derek Evans said, Greg Abbott, if kids are skipping class, going out protesting, those schools are not going to be paid for that day. Go in Texas. Go, Governor Abbott. Isn't he a governor? Is that what... Oh, have I got that right? I hope so. Oh, this... Okay, so we got some, like, little palate cleansers in here. J. Rue said, eagles might be the coolest animals on the planet. Look at this absolute badass strutting up like he's about to ask for your papers. Check him out. I'd be freaking, but he's beautiful. You can even hear him coming. I don't know why, but those American eagles with the white heads and the yellow beak, they are gorgeous. They are gorgeous eagles. Okay, see this man? Yeah, John Howard. Right. Rick said, this I'll see you in the NT left Australia with 21% interest rates when he was finally booted out as Treasurer in 1983 by Hawke and Labor, only to return as PM in 1996 after Hawke and Keating transformed the Australian economy into the envy of the world. I don't know about that, but anyway. Then by sheer luck again, he inherited the biggest mining boom in history, and then he disarmed the citizens. He was the one after Port Arthur that took Australia's guns. And, yeah, buyback. Yeah, taxpayers paid for that. Gunther Eagleman said, lol, Maxine Waters just threw a tantrum and announced she's boycotting President Trump's upcoming State of the Union speech. I will never honour him with my presence. No one cares. Literally no one. I've even said seen someone say the place will smell better. Okay, this idiot here. Okay, well, hang on. Just let me pause it. She decided to randomly hit a car and quickly realised she made a huge mistake. FAFO in real time. Ready?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Lillian Jones got knocked the fuck out! Oh shit! Oh my god! She got knocked the fuck out!
Follow Best Clips for more videos.
Oh, FAFO, mate. Oh, seriously. C3 said the more control the left loses, the more they push for censorship every single time. That's why we're seeing Australia, because they're losing. They know they're losing. One nation's coming up behind them. But this is not about Australia. This is about the world. The more the left loses, the more they push for censorship. Okay, Liz Churchill said disgusting. Was just reading today that newborns will suck on pacifier more vigorously. Mark Tramo is still practicing medicine at UCLA. He used his UCLA email account in some of them. And this was the man who asked if there was any way to make a newborn suck on a pacifier more vigorously. Oh, I don't know. How does this stuff happen? Kentucky girl said racist jokes are funny. Okay, because Trump made a racist joke about Michelle Obama. It was actually all the animals. I mean, AOC was the donkey. Okay, racist jokes are funny about blacks, whites, blacks, Mexicans, Asians. It doesn't matter. They're funny. If you get offended by them, you're a douche and no fun at parties. And that's on you, not on anyone else, if you get offended. Look, the Irish here in Australia were made so much fun of, even though most of them came from Ireland. We were always made fun of, right? Backwards Irish, stupid Irish, you know. Always. Who cares? Really? Who cares? Let them. Let's go BFLO. Okay. These two libs are taking part in the emerging trend amongst the left called Escaping America. Please don't come to Australia. They're packing up their crap and self-deporting. Good. Please don't forget to renounce your citizenship and don't come back ever. And for God's sake, don't come to Australia. We don't need any more lefties. We're full as it is, right?
Moving our toddler out of the United States, and here's why. Guns. Yep. Also, healthcare. We actually don't have health insurance right now because it's $2,400 a month for us.
And the cost of higher education.
We could never afford to send our daughter to college here. There's also no coverage for IVF or IUI for us, and it would be incredibly expensive.
And the maternal mortality rate isn't great.
Additionally to just the cost of conceiving another child, the childcare expenses here are incredibly high, with zero subsidies for at least our family.
And probably the biggest one is the growing political divisiveness and just kind of lack of safety and security we feel as a family.
Which country are you going to, love? Because the divisiveness and the political landscape in every country is shit at the moment, love. So where are you going to go where you're going to feel safe? Because are you going to go to the UK where you think you feel safe, but when you get there realise you're not? Are you going to come to Australia where you think you feel safe until you get here and realise you're not? Like, where are they going to go? The Middle East? Where they really won't be safe? Huh?
Yep.
To say the least.
Yep. We don't want put on a list.
And lastly, the work-life balance.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we don't want to be in hustle culture anymore. It's not for us. We both have... Work-life balance here is awful. Basically doesn't exist. We both work two very well-paying careers, and the hustle culture is still around us. And
you're going to find that in every country, love.
And we never feel like we can stop.
Or have enough money.
We just never have enough money. Ever.
So yeah, that's why. Peace out.
Also, this is my wife, Andy.
Oh, say no more. Okay, sorry. There's nothing against lesbians, right? But when they, I kind of knew that halfway through. Oh, my God. They have no idea. I'd like to see an update later on when they've moved somewhere. Henry VIII said, this is bad, like literally terrible. We understand the strong reactions people have had to what has emerged in recent days. The Crown Princess strongly distances herself from Epstein's abuse and criminal actions. She deeply regrets not having understood earlier what kind of person he was. The Crown Princess wishes to talk about what happened and to explain herself more fully. In the meantime, she's thinking up some lies to make up and to tell you. She's not able to do so at this time because she's too busy making up what to say. The Crown Princess is in a very demanding situation. She hopes for understanding as she needs time to gather herself and make up shit that she can tell you. And this is the Netherlands one, is it? Okay, someone asked, Grok, please spill the tea on this drama with some southern US spicy flair and comedic sarcastic wit. Get ready for this. You're going to hear an Australian try and talk southern US. I don't think so. Oh, honey, bless her crown wearing heart, but this Epstein kerfuffle with Norway's crown princess Merit. Whew, chilly? I don't know. Years of chummy emails with that old snake, and now she's all, I didn't know he was shady. Darling, them files spilling like sweet tea at a Georgia picnic. She needs time to gather herself, pass the biscuits. This royal drama's hotter than a jalapeno in July. And then someone said, Grok, why are you talking like you're black? Stop that. It makes understanding the language and comprehension of your statement impossible. And Grok explained, I used that style to match the request for southern US spicy flair and comedic sarcastic wit. If it's hard to understand, here's a plain version. Norway's crown princess Merit had emails with Epstein and claimed she didn't know his full story. Recent files reveal more details and she's taking time to make shit up. Process it, he said, but I'm sorry. When did I say Grok was a male? I don't know. But there you go. Okay, Paul Fleury. I don't know how to say Fleury. I don't know. You all know who else isn't in the Epstein files that no one's mentioned? Tom Cruise. What? You know who flipped his shit when the studio edited Eyes Wide Shut after Kubrick's death? Tom Cruise. You know who's no longer a Scientologist? Tom Cruise. You know who told the CCP to shove it when he wouldn't remove the Taiwan flag from his jacket in Top Gun Maverick? Tom Cruise. I also don't really recall him doing very much virtue signalling at all, despite the fact that nearly every celebrity does. Maybe it's time we start contemplating the possibility that this dude was an informant, much like Trump. I'm not saying that this is the case, I'm just saying it deserves consideration. And yes, I know he refused to ask Trump for help pertaining to a new space movie. Is that optics? And before you say it, forget the fact that he blew up on the set of Maverick because people weren't wearing masks. It had nothing to do with masks and everything to do with him being tired of production being delayed. And every time someone was on set, sans a mask, Paramount shut filming down. He was pissed at the delays, not the fact that folks weren't wearing masks. Wow. Interesting. Oh, and I'm going to search for Pauline Hanson in the Epstein files because I did look and I found it. And, yeah, it wasn't much. So, okay, American AF said Liberal woman gets hit with a steel water bottle after attacking a Korean man. Another FAFO man. Okay, let's have a look. Make it big, actually.
Good.
Oh.
Yo! Yo! Yo!
You didn't see she just came up and you didn't see she just came up. She came up and kicked me. She came up and kicked me. Put it down. She just beat the fuck out of her.
Look at his bottle.
She came up and kicked me.
That was
on
her.
We got it on video. Watch the video. Watch the video. She came up and kicked me. You're lying. How did that happen? Because I hit her after she kicked me. I was defending myself.
Can you have him put that down, please?
I was defending myself.
Hey, you fucking coward! Hey, you fucking coward! Hit a man, you fucking bitch!
Good.
Yo!
Yo! Yo!
Whoa, hang on.
She just came up and
Well, if she didn't want to get hit, don't go and hit a man. And the dickhead's standing behind him going, don't hit a woman. Hey, well, don't hit a man, okay? If you're a woman and you don't want to get hit, don't hit them either, okay? Wi-Fi money plant said, I would like to withdraw $20,000. Bank asked, what's it for? None of your business. It's my money. Bank, we might not be able to let you withdraw it if you won't tell us what it's for. If you need permission to withdraw your own money, it's not your money anymore. Okay, Serenity. Fact, prison inmates do more to stop pedos than our own government, and they do. Here in Australia, they're called rock spiders. And if the prison inmates know that you're a rock spider, you might as well sign your own death warrant. See you later. Because a lot of them have kids. TMK said, if you're black and a monkey video offends you, that's insecurity. If you're white and pretending to be offended, that's performance. Everything is racist for you guys. It's 2026. Evolve. Yeah, come on. Venusa said, can someone make sense of this deal for me? Eraring cost $1.5 billion to build. Our government sold it to Origin Energy here in Australia for $50 million. That's 3 cents on the dollar. Now they own the biggest power station in the country. We subsidise them. We pay 2 to 3 times more for electricity. If Eraring doesn't make enough profit, our government is on the hook for $450 million. If closure or blackouts are even hinted at, the government bails them out. And that's not government's money, that's taxpayers' money. Origin pulled in $1.5 billion in profit and still demands taxpayer support. How is that a free market when we're being held hostage with zero leverage? Politicians don't care about the consequences of their actions because selling our most important resources makes deficits look better without raising taxes. They claim they were transferring risk, but the second the plant threatens to shut, we step in and cover the risk anyway. And then the prices go up 3 times. They get to say it's not us, it's the market. Those same politicians then went on to work for the same energy companies they helped create policy for after they left politics. We built it, they sold it for 3%, they lost control, we pay higher bills, we pay their subsidies. So they keep the upside and then threaten blackouts and job cuts to secure bailouts. Literal blackmail. I'm still trying to make sense of how they got to $50 million in the first place. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If it cost, right, $1.5 billion to build, why did you sell it to Origin for $50 million? Why? I don't know. I think there's a lot of blackmail going on right now. John Goddard said, can anyone tell me what income tax is actually for? It's not roads, that's fuel excise. It's not healthcare, that's Medicare levy. GST and stamp duty apparently pay for roads, schools and hospitals too. And every government department charges fees for service. So what the actual fork? Yeah, we shouldn't be paying taxes. Retards down under said the Albanese regime is selling off defence land to make room for more immigrants. Oh, my God, make that make sense. That's what they do. They did it 20 years ago too in Penrith. They sold the defence land, and now there's houses. There used to be land, right? Now there's houses everywhere to cope with the influx of immigrants. Okay. Replying to Stephen Crowder, saying Mamdani telling Americans to follow Islam and the Prophet Muhammad as a moral compass is an insane choice, considering Muhammad married a 9-year-old. Matt Van Swol responded with a grand total of 0 of the men who signed the Declaration of Independence took moral advice from the Prophet Muhammad. 0. We wouldn't bear great company had we taken any advice from Satan. The first Muslims came to the US in the 1850s. They had nothing to do with the founding of this country. There you go. As far as I'm aware, they had nothing to do with the founding of Australia either. Or the UK. Or Canada, or anywhere they're trying to get into now. Yeah, exactly. Fork, 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 Deb. Derek said, start arresting poll workers who cheated in the 2020 election. Watch how fast they tell us who told them to cheat. Because that's what they're finding in amongst, while the Epstein files are out. Yep. 2020 was rigged. Okay, God save Great Britain, said every single Pakistani man who's convicted of raping British girls should be deported back to Pakistan along with their whole family. We are not funding your time in prison. And it should be the same in Australia, Canada, the US. Send them back. Bye. Don't let the door, actually slam the door on their way out. Let it hit them in the bum. C3 said if Bill Gates is willing to sneak drugs into his wife, imagine what he's willing to sneak into the food supply for strangers. Or medicine for the rest of us. Interesting thought, isn't it? Old Soldier said Housing Australia. $80 billion they receive. They've got lots of staff. There's lots of resignations. There's lots of questions and not a lot of houses built with that money. More laundering. Okay, Anon here said Trump posting my video says a lot. I'm going to break it down for all the Q haters. First thing I'll point out is my name, Anon. Trump could have downloaded the original, but he downloaded mine instead. Trump also left my outro on the video instead of trimming it. I double-checked and I didn't post that video on Truth. The video was saved from X and posted on Truth. It would have been just as easy for Trump to find the original, download it and post it. He chose my video over the original. When you look at my name and outro, it's obvious that Trump picked my video as a hat tip to Anons and confirmation that the Q is the real deal. All you Q haters are just that, haters. It's time to stop attacking us and focus on the enemy. It's also time for people to stop listening to the people saying they are Q or know who Q is. None of them are Q, started Q or know who Q is. I'm telling you that as an OG. Where we go one, we go all. Now, what is this video that Trump posted? Let's have a look.
I've got to ask you about the U.S. election. As you point out, you're not an American citizen. You're an Australian. You know, you're clearly not rooting for Hillary, but are you rooting for Trump?
No. I mean, if we have good information on Trump, we publish that. If we have good information on Hillary, the Democrats, we publish that. It is a bit concerning, the allegations that by the Clinton campaign that everyone is a Russian agent are really disturbing. Why is that? Well, because bizarrely, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, has positioned herself now to be the security candidate. She's powered up with the neocons responsible for the Iraq War. And she's grabbed on to this kind of neo-McCarthyist hysteria about Russia and is using that to demonize the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign has all sorts of things wrong with it. But as far as we can see, being Russian agents is not one of them. You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that he speaks off the cuff.
Okay, the outro.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. American populace is facing an unconventional warfare scenario. This is information warfare.
Okay. There you go. We know the anonymous, anonymous account on X and the anonymous actual, what do you call it? It's controlled opposition anonymous. But it's not the same thing. We've got to take that anonymous back because that was, what was his name? I'll get the history of that and bring it back. I'll circle back. Lisa says no one buys this. Topher Fields said, I've had confirmation from a source I consider reliable that Daniel Andrews has had a stroke. He was the premier of Victoria who shot rubber bullets during COVID at Australians. It's real, it's serious. He's in a care facility that I won't name under a false name that I won't repeat, and he likely need care for the rest of his life. I don't know how this will affect the upcoming court case. That tells me everything. But I can't help but feel justice has already been served. I don't think so, mate. Yeah, no one buys this. It's very convenient to have Andrews apparently admitted to hospital under a false name at an unknown location. He's probably kicking back in Beijing having the time of his life. The whole setup screams Christopher Skase. It was only 4 months ago that Andrews, who is unelected, said he was representing Australia's national interests by cozying up to the axis of evil. Forgive me for having trust issues with him after that. Yeah, apparently Daniel Andrews has had a stroke, right? Yeah, but people aren't buying it because he's got a court case coming up where he ran over someone on a bike, a kid, and then got his missus in the driver's seat and said she was driving and he was drunk. Okay? So, we'll see. Danger Dan said, watching this lisping window licker prancing around in Indonesia on another free holiday and attempting to do his best impersonation of a statesman really is the ultimate in cringe television. What did this trip actually achieve for Australia? Let me guess. We gave away more money to save the planet from overheating and even more money for a fake, meaningless military alliance. Prabowo Subianto recently met with Putin and Xi, and I'm sure all three laughed at Magoo, okay, and joked about what an incompetent, irrelevant, dumb leader Australia is suffering under at the moment. Magoo's bumbling adventures would make for an entertaining Netflix comedy series if it wasn't so damn humiliating for common sense Australians watching the shit parade from afar. It's not actually what he was wearing, okay, but someone's obviously put the tutu on him. Oh. A man of memes said Ambassador Stephen was sent to Benghazi to secretly retrieve US-made Stinger missiles that the State Department had supplied to Ansar al-Sharia in Libya without congressional oversight or permission. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton had brokered the Libya deal through Ambassador Stevens and private arms dealer named Mark Turi, but some of the shoulder-fired Stinger missiles ended up in Afghanistan where they were used against our own military. On July the 25th, 2012, a US Chinook helicopter was downed by one of them, not destroyed, only because the idiot Taliban didn't arm the missile. The helicopter didn't explode, but it had to land. An ordnance team recovered the missile's serial number, which led back to a cache of Stinger missiles kept in Qatar by the CIA. Obama and Hillary were in full panic mode, so Ambassador Stevens was sent to Benghazi to retrieve the rest of the Stinger missiles. This was a do-or-die mission, which explains the stand-down orders given to multiple rescue teams during the siege of the US Embassy. It was the State Department, not the CIA, that supplied the Stinger missiles to our sworn enemy because General Petraeus at CIA would not approve supplying the deadly missiles due to their potential use against commercial aircraft. So then Obama threw General Petraeus under the bus when he refused to testify in support of Obama's phony claim of a spontaneous uprising caused by a YouTube video that insulted Muslims. Obama and Hillary committed treason. This is what the investigation is all about. Why she had a private server in order to delete the digital evidence, and why Obama, 2 weeks after the attack, told the UN that the attack was the result of a YouTube video, even though everyone knew it was not. Furthermore, the Taliban knew that the administration had aided and abetted the enemy without congressional oversight or permission, so they began pressuring, blackmailing the Obama administration to release 5 Taliban generals being held at Guantanamo. Bergdahl was just a useful pawn to cover the release of the Taliban generals. Everyone knew Bergdahl was a traitor, but Obama used Bergdahl's exchange for the 5 Taliban generals to cover that Obama was being coerced by the Taliban about the unauthorised Stinger missile deal. So we have a traitor as POTUS that is not only corrupt but compromised as well, and a Secretary of State that's a serial liar who perjured herself multiple times at the congressional hearings on Benghazi. Perhaps this is why no military aircraft were called upon for help in Benghazi, because the administration knew that our enemies had Stinger missiles that, if used to down those planes, would likely be traced back to the CIA cache in Qatar, and then to the State Department's illegitimate arms deal in Libya. Forward this again and again until everyone reads the true story of Benghazi and this bloody woman and Obama and their bullshit treason. Juanita Broderick said, deluxe upgrade. Obama donated none of his salary. Michelle had a staff of 23. Trump donates all of his salary and Melania has a staff of 4. Keep it to a minimum. Minimal government, please. The opinionated black woman auntie said this is an actual post from Truth Social. Make apes great again. Donald J. Trump said many people have commented on a post that was put up by a White House staffer. I even heard from the family of Jane Goodall, and they said, Mr. President, the apes are very upset that you compared them to the Obamas. It was not very nice of you. And I said, I never thought of it that way before. We don't want to make the apes sad. There have been many good and famous apes throughout the years, such as Coco, Harambe, Bear, and the orange one who was friends with Clint Eastwood. Many such examples, enough to fill a whole channel. We want to make apes great again, so I told them to delete it. Oh, that's funny. Miller Joy said, epic takedown. Cory Booker said, we're barely 3 weeks in, but Trump's laying the groundwork to allow staggering levels of corruption to occur in the US government. Hello? You idiot? Here are the 5 actions he's already taken to open the floodgates of corruption. Just the facts. Elon Musk said, well, if there's anyone that knows about corruption, it'll be you. How much has your wealth increased since you've been in politics? Just round numbers will be fine. Oh, dear. Don't listen to words, watch their actions. Huge stories coming out of England at the moment, with probably some of the most horrific testimonies from girls that have been raped by predominantly Islamic men. So I thought I'd get an update from the BBC site to see how it's landing over there. Went into the UK tab and this is what came up. Something about a dog policy made the cut. Also, an author has revealed a new character. The testimony of young girls being raped and tortured, crickets. Just like our ABC, this is no longer a news service. Yes, they're government-run propaganda tools. Police search properties linked to Mandelston over Epstein investigation. Weatherspoon dog policy could be breaking the law, Watchdog says. A watchdog of the dog policy? Okay. Camp leader jail for drugging and abusing boys and relive the Winter Olympics opening ceremony as it happened. Flood warnings in effect across the UK as relentless rain continues, and Julia Donaldson reveals new character entitled for 3rd Gruffalo book. Okay, what is the first and last? They're not even news. What a load of B. It sounds like our ABC. Ant Middleton said these Epstein files are proving that cancel culture, the woke mind virus, social media and MSM media control, along with smearing campaigns and literally trying to financially ruin those who refuse to conform or those who are in the know, is still a huge part of the silencing operation that is going on in order to preserve the new world order that the elites have planned for us. I know this because I'm literally a direct target to whom they're still going hard at. I think they're starting to realise that I cannot and never will be silenced, and there will be some people in the world that simply cannot be kept down. These storms have just made me more resilient and have simply strengthened my resolve to always confront and fight the evil going on in this world. It's purely a case of good versus evil. Everything else is smoke and mirrors. Romans 12:21. Hear, hear, mate. I agree. Don't let them hold you down. Just keep going. Fletch17 said, yep, Donald J. Trump sent Benghazi was a massive cover-up, and that was back in 2013. Just a question. Clandestine said, whatever happened to Candace Owens and all those receipts that the French Israelis were going to assassinate her? Whatever happened to the idiots who reported on that slop? It's pretty frustrating that there seems to be zero punishment for making shit up and reporting lies. Just saying. Malcolm Roberts said, why can't Labor Senator Murray Watt, Murray who? Murray Watt, where, who, why? Provide evidence for his claims about climate change. I asked for data. Labor called it a conspiracy. So where is their evidence? Now let's have a listen. This one's short, okay? Really interesting. Murray Watt is an idiot, moron. You'll see, just watch.
You said in your opening statement, Minister, that we're facing a drier, warmer summers. Could you give me the source of that data, please? The specific location. No quips
Senator
about.
Roberts, it's a little
hard
early
to convince.
I thought we'd get into climate conspiracies by about 4 p.m. I didn't think we'd be there by 6 to 10.
So
Senator Roberts,
you're avoiding the question. Could you give me the specific
Senator
location?
Yeah, avoiding the question.
You and I have had many conversations in
We'll
estimates
continue
hearings
having them.
about whether climate change is real or not. I have failed to persuade you that climate change is real. The Bureau of Meteorology has failed to convince you that climate change is real. CSIRO has failed to convince you that climate change is real. What you see on your TV has failed to convince you that climate change is real. I don't
It's all
think we're gonna be
propaganda,
able
you
to convince
dickhead.
So is your forecast of drier, warmer summers cyclical? Is it a change in climate? Can you give me the specific location? Because I will keep raising this until you give me the specific
I have
location
no doubt
of the
that you
evidence.
will keep raising it.
No one has provided it. No one has provided it.
Well, many witnesses at
Why can't you provide
many
it?
witnesses at estimates hearings have presented
Why can't
you with
you
the
provide
evidence,
it?
Senator Roberts. You've just chosen not to believe them.
Why
No,
can't you
they
provide
haven't.
it?
Well, Senator Roberts, that I think brings
Thank you,
that
Chair.
call to the
What the fork? You should hear him. It's frustrating. Makes you really angry, actually, after a while. The Senate estimates and hearings and stuff. It's bloody ridiculous. Melinda Richards said, is the tide turning? Should we do this in Australia? Yes, we should. Denmark bans the burqa and tells Muslims to adjust to their culture and their rules, face legal issues, or leave their country. Thoughts? Denmark, win or lose? Win. Win, 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 win. Can we have the same? Back here in Australia, Rosetta Diaz said this is true Labor mentality. Tyler Green said this is a level of professionalism on display from elected Labor officials in South Australia. First she's got a finger up and then she's got the L on her forehead. Yeah, that's what you are, love. Loser. Loser, loser, loser. Oh, my God. Yeah, they never answer the question, do they? No, they just do shit like this. Kobe Thatcher said, Sydney, Australia, imagine what our nation's forefathers would think if they could see Hyde Park today. Foreigners treating our oldest public park like an open-air mosque. Piss off back to your own country. And the freaking government are the ones who, I don't blame these people, I blame the government. We need to kick their ass over there too. Let's just kick the government's ass. All these virtue signalers, let's put all over in the Middle East, right? Because they want to import the Middle East here. Let's send them all over there, along with all these people, and they can go and have a happy time in the Middle East together. And just fuck off right out of our countries, please. Okay. Nath Sparky said advice, go the fuck home. You're not a real student. Your visa hopped from accounting to chef. Probably was failing in accounting, so decided, no, chef might be the next best thing. Subclass 500 students said visa extension got refused. Lodge date, 14th of August 25. Migration Act completed Cert 4 and diploma in kitchen MGMT. Management. Applied further for Bachelor of Hospitality Management. Do you really need a Bachelor for Hospitality Management? I don't know, do you? Jesus, I just get in my kitchen and cook, mate. Maybe you do for all the health bloody regulations you got to jump hoops through, you know. But the case officers mentioned that I applied visa for Bachelor of Accounting and in my refusal letter, which is unrelated course according to my certain diploma. How can he even don't know that I had applied for a hospitality, not accounting? Course is finishing in October. Any ideas, please? Yeah, go home. See ya. What's wrong with studying in your own country? Well, it's not good enough. Is that why you're here? Well, it's not good enough in your own country. Yeah, well, don't bring the shit here. Lozzie B said, who is funding the left in Australia? Catherine Keating, daughter of the former Prime Minister of Australia, Paul Keating. Did you call Soros as agreed in an email to Jeffrey Epstein? You only have 2 weeks left. Then the US shifts into Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year mode. Ooh. Soros running? Greens, Albanese? Yeah, of course he is. Katie said, remember the time the ABC accidentally cut to footage of satanic ritual during a live broadcast? I know I showed this not long ago, but I'm going to do it again. It's well past time to defund the ABC. Why was this footage aired? Following the recent arrest this week of individuals linked to a satanic pedophile ring sharing horrific child abuse material, there should be an investigation into this cult. Ready?
Due to the stabbing of a police dog during an arrest in Brisbane last year. Recent outages have been due to the stabbing of a police dog during an arrest in Brisbane.
Nice, wasn't it? There was a Hail Satan in the middle of that, and it was in an Australian accent. Okay, let's have a look. Luma Unleashed said the full Barack Obama monkey video portrays numerous elected officials, Republicans and Democrats, as Lion King-like characters, with Trump as a lion and king of the jungle. Interesting how this fact is not being reported on. Oh dear. Let's have a look. There's probably music. I'm going to have to muffle out the music or something. You watch. Yep. I'm on my way. Just try and imagine that. I win my way, I win my way, I win my way. Okay? Just keep going with that because I can't sing it, so you'll have to. Okay? Oh, Biden, what do you think? Okay. Oh no. Oh, it's hilarious. Whoopee. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, that was funny. Oh, come on. If you can't take a joke, I don't know what to say. But that was funny. Sadie said Obama as a monkey equals bad, but this is A-OK because this is what they did. Governor Newsom. Yeah, but that's okay. Okay. As long as your side's doing it, it's okay. Pepe Deluxe said, I think Michelle has bigger problems than being called a monkey. If you know, you know. Mohap. You've all been lied to about everything. You know why they killed Joan Rivers? Because she spilled the beans and a week later she was executed. Let's have a look at Michelle's donger. I like the music. I'm going to get in trouble for that as well. Oh, the doggy. Look, watch. Watch. See? What's that? What is it? Come on, guys. Most women don't have that in their pants. Adjustment. Oh, got to make it sit right. Yeah, I agree with that dog. Huh? What? Huh? Okay. Cat Turd said this is what real racism looks like. And Wokeness said Michelle Obama says she's mindful to try and avoid white-owned brands. And others should be.
If I hear of someone whose fashion that I like and I know that they're a person of color, I try to make it a point. But the clothes have to be available. You know, I think we can all do some work to think about that balance in our wardrobes, you know. What does our closet look like and who's in it? Mm-hmm. Who are we supporting in it? Right. You know, and I think if you have the money to buy Chanel, then you have the money to buy everybody. Right. And so let us be mindful, I think would be my advice. Yeah. If I hear...
Maybe she should go and buy some African clothes. Is that what she's talking about? Or is she talking about just black people designing clothes? What is she talking about? And what the fuck how are clothes racist now? Oh my God, depends who you buy them from. Okay, Red Pill Drifter said Epstein Zorro Ranch Baby Factory. Are we going to forget? Oh, I already read that one, didn't I? Did I? Are we going to forget Jeffrey Epstein had a massive ranch where girls were flown in? It was where he had a baby-making factory with a massive tunnel system. Baby factories used for breeding undocumented children. Yep, okay, I did read this. This is what it was. Corey's Digs. I already subscribed ages ago, I'm sure. Okay. There is a side to Zorro Ranch that's not being told. I might leave this again for tomorrow because I'm already at 1 hour. Yeah, okay. I'm going to rebookmark. I'll leave that one open, but I'm going to rebookmark this. Okay, go in. Because normally when I try and bookmark something, right, it doesn't happen. Okay, I'll bookmark this one. And we'll go back to that the next time I come on. Hopefully. Okay, and now, how did I get to where searching? Pauline Hanson. Let's go. Yeah. Pardons denied by President Barack Obama. Pauline Busby. No, that's not it. No, it was in the Epstein files. So I've got to go back, go to previous data set. Yes, I'm over 18. Is there a search down the bottom? Epstein library, search full library. But that takes me back to this. Oh no, hang on. Here we are. That's what I was looking for. There was another search bar in there, and I knew I was looking for the second search bar because the first one's just the DOJ. So let's go into Pauline Hanson and see what was mentioned. It was a letter addressed to Pauline Hanson. It was the thing I read the other day from that guy who said everyone was chasing him, listening to him, you know, recording him. Oh, shit, whatever it was. Okay, how did I get there? I just shut the bloody thing, didn't I? Hang on a sec. Let me go to history. Where am I? History. No, that's bookmarks. Where is it? There it is. Here we go again. Pauline Hanson. Search. Right, showing 1 to 10 of 36 results. Let's have a look. I already looked at that one. I'm an idiot, don't mind me. Okay, it was the letter Government Involvement, Intellectual Property Theft, Targeting Business Concepts. It was that letter I read out the other day, blaming Mark Latham, John Howard, Kevin Rudd, Tony Abbott, Malcolm Turnbull, Julia Gillard, all of them. The only reason that Pauline is mentioned is that he sent a copy to her. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you for your reply, Pauline. Thank you for, for your email. D. Pauline Hansel, thank you for your reply. Supplying evidence, USB flash drive, illegal activity, DID. And it was the same again. He sent it to Adam Bant. It's the same again. Sending it all over the place. So that's where Pauline Hanson was mentioned. Okay? Documented evidence of government officials involved in governing and police targeting of an individual. That's what that was about. So the only way Pauline Hanson is in the Epstein files, and I don't even know why it's in the Epstein files. There you go. So, there you go. Let's go back as far as I can. Near the beginning, there you go. Dealey, hey, going, Deb, Alex, everyone. I saw Shannon in there. Brett. Stu. Carl Anthony. Darlene, how you going? Virginia Brooks, how you going? All the long-time listeners, I'm going to give you a... I'm going to make us all mods, okay, so you don't get censored. Alex can let me know if anything funny goes on. She's a head mod, okay? Virginia, did I just give you one? Yes, I did. Brett, did I give you one? Yes, I did. Apparently AI is stating the banks are in serious trouble by the 17th. Nice. Alex said that sounds like something, he's got something to hide if he's making such a fuss about it. Deb said we've seen that it benefits outweigh the damage, lose a few, no problem. Deb said, so evil, buddy, have a nice weekend together in England. Deb said, it's in the post. Alex said, it. They ever have the answers, always skirting around stuff to avoid responsibility. They never answer a question. Yeah, Deb, cows are supposed to fart. I heard they don't fart. They got 3 stomachs. I don't know. Hey, Lanazi, how you going? Menacing Muskrat, how you going? And Shannon, there you go. Shannon. Is that better, Shannon? Shannon's here. Yes, we have new eyes now. Shannon said, g'day from the Riverland, South Australia. Notifications can be so temperamental sometimes, yes. Deb said, fuck no, don't care for celebrity, yeah. No one cares about celebrities anymore. You get on that stage and you act, that's it, see ya. That's it, that's all you're good for. Shannon said, waiting for the tone. And Deb said, never fear, Shannon Spears is here. Alex said, we're having a watch with Hev after this. Hopefully you can all join in. Yeah, hopefully. Brett, Wales will expose and will the crash follow. You never know. Meg Aussie is another one. You're going to be a mod. She's probably not even here, but I'm going to make her a mod so she doesn't get censored either. Walter, how you going, Walter? Good to see ya. Okay, I'm going to add you as a moderator. Don't do anything, otherwise my main mod will see it, okay? Yeah, big club and you and me aren't in it. Thank God for that. Lanazi said God and country only, yep. Lanazi said stunning. Walter said should be child endangerment because they were conspiring to obstruct. Rails G, how you going? Moderator. G'day, folks. Such an exciting time to be alive. It is. Sean Smart, all people, I thought you already knew Hillary Clinton was executed in 2017. Trump was there. Yes, look, it's for the normies, okay? Just got to pretend like, we don't know any of this. Yeah. Alex said, stomped in with its boots on. Sean said, of all people, I thought you knew Hillary Clinton. Oh, same thing again. Alex said, hey, lovely, Sean. I remember when she had to be dragged into the minivan. Yes, when she collapsed in front of the minivan. AWOL Stu said, have you got to check out Wedgetail up close? They're massive and majestic and Aussie. Oh, okay. Hang on, Wedgetail Eagle. I have to have a look. Look, there's a new tab right there. Just waiting for me. Okay. Let's have a look at the Wedgetail Eagle. Is it Wedgetail Eagle? It'll come up, even if I spell it wrong. Ooh. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But the white head with the yellow beak on the American eagle is just like, I love their heads. They are majestic creatures, right? But for some reason, that American one with the white head and the yellow beak is gorgeous. Oh, look at the baby. Oh, little bubby eagle. Yeah, they are beautiful, aren't they? Gorgeous. There you go. Okay. Where are we? Walter said, thank you, Lana. Lanazi said, dang, lol. Meg Ozzy said, FAFO. Yes. Alex said, like Street Fighter. Yeah. Yep, guns first, then speech. Well, when someone's attacking you or your car like that, like, seriously? Don't do it. Shannon said, feeling flat, need coffee and food, methinks. Yeah. Brett said, hello, Fapo, release the 28. Walter said, well, we've got to be honest, who can play Bigfoot better than Mike? Better than Big Mike. Walter said, yeah, I'm Irish, Polish, mad jokes. Lanazi said, good riddance. Dealey said, my stepdad was Polish and had the best Polish jokes. Yeah. Some of the Irish have the best Irish jokes, man. Meg said, Australia's full, no thanks. Shannon said, low kick, high kick, power punch, and KO, flawless victory. Walter said, the result of propaganda, yes. Lanazi said, but they go without researching. Meg said, I think they're censoring Australia. Try Australia. Walter said, no shit, the working class battle for a century plus, yes. Alex said, living in La La Land. Shannon said, the globalists effing up everything everywhere equally. Walter said, they all know, probably even know about the hunting parties, yeah. Lanazi said, lol. Meg Ozzy said, I wrote the word Australia and they hid my message. Really? Well, you're a mod now, Meg, so you can speak freely, I hope. Alex said, yeah, not much better anywhere else at the moment, Shannon. Oh, Paul. Okay. I don't know. Yep, no, I haven't had you yet. Paul said, Ireland just released their new submarines. Now they have fly screens on the window. Yeah. Yep. Deb said, hey, Paul, how you going? Meg Ozzy said, we get heaps of Irish come through our tourist town. There you go. Walter said, Schumer is also not in release. Paul's asking Meg Ozzy what town. Walter said, critical thinking. Yep, Meg Ozzy said, Paul, South Gippsland, Victoria, Australia. Alex said, Tom Cruise is a strangeling in his own right. Yes, he is. Walter said, I love find out stories. Shannon said, that's an old clip. I saw that years ago. Yeah, it was an old clip. Well, Nazi said, amen, Hev. Walter said, true, Alex, been trying to figure him out for 15 years, just not sure. Where else have we got? Meg said they didn't censor it this time. Walter said his wife, etc. Alex said people play big and tough until they get a taste of their own medicine. She probably has a bloke at home that she hits who doesn't hit back. Yeah, exactly. It takes someone to stand up and say no more before it will stop. Alex said people play big and tough until they get a taste of their own medicine. She probably has... Oh, I read that one. Shannon said, tell them the money is for gender reassignment surgery. Yeah, or drugs. One of the two. Deb said it's called respect. Lanazi said these nuts would never have made it in my era. Exactly. Yeah, Walter said exactly. Alex said, I remember hearing that he made Katie Holmes give birth in silence or something like that. I'd never been keen on him, Walter. Yeah, but a lot of stuff's put out there, Alex, too, that, you know, isn't true. I don't know. I don't know if I believe Katie Holmes either. Alex said, same, they would have got belting Nazi. Walter said, yeah, especially because of Scientology. Meg said, we'll have to catch up later. Work is calling. Bye, everyone. Bye, Meg. Have a good one. Brett said, hello, FIPA, but locally in Oz, Adrian John Wells, SRA, Candy Girl, Facebook, and others like RV. Paul said, Alex, how's George going? You haven't seen George for a little while, have we? Hope he's all right. Walter said, holy fuck. Well, Nazi said, you know, haha. Walter said, something wrong, yeah. Alex said, take care, God bless, see you soon, Meg. Deb said, fork, 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 yeah, exactly. Deb said, yes, our country town is now a suburb. Alex said, good. I hope I've not seen him for the last few streams. Good, I hope. I've not seen him for the last few streams. Hopefully he's just busy and we'll see him soon. Yeah, Lanazi said, poor little Fifi's got hurt. Paul said, okay, thank you. Yes, love George, yeah. Walter said, truth. Deb said, the man was defending abuse of an infant. And Walter said, Assange equals hero equals legend. Yeah, I just have a, I'm sus on him since he marched over the Sydney Harbour Bridge with Palestine protesters. I think he was at the wrong protest. Should have been there for the Australian First protest. Hey, Wall Stu said, haven't seen him since that Free Palestine Sydney Harbour Bridge thing. Exactly. Yep. Shannon said, who here thinks Baron Trump looks like Princess Diana? What? Shannon, what? Lanazi said, wow. Walter said, you know, very good. Wall Stu said, I didn't know she was that tall, Shannon. Shannon said, Melania Trump's favourite pop star is Michael Jackson. Yep. Michael Jackson wasn't who they said he was. They throw people under the bus when they're not going to play along, which makes me think about Katie Holmes and Tom. Interesting. Michelle Gunn's laughing circle back. How you going, Michelle? Dealey said, Shannon, I can see a resemblance, Baron and Diana. Brett said, hello, the more I learn, the less I know. Yes, exactly. Deb said, yes, Andrew does not want to be held accountable. Shannon said, in the face and eyes and hair, the height probably comes from bloodlines. Walter said, yep, sounded like Swamp Mission gone wrong. Deb said, I bet they were both wearing matching tutus. Shannon said, MJ was set up and smeared for standing up to the deep state. Yes, he stood up to Sony right before all this shit went down, mate. Okay. Walter said, traitors. Shannon said, corrupt music industry. Yeah, exactly. Deb said he wants jail time for a meme of him. Yeah, what was the guys? It was Sony. Tommy someone. I can't remember. Walter said, I forgot that lie. Oh, my God. Dealey said, giant bloodline. Shannon said, bleach bit Betty Hillary. Brett said, hello, FIPO. You do know he's not the original. Shannon said, Clinton's hit list just got longer. Gaddafi's son? Gaddafi's son. Oh. Deb said, we will dance in the street when they get theirs. Yes, can't wait. Yeah, Clinton hit list. Donald, how you going? Good to see ya. Deb said, please give our hardworking Hev a thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that very much. Deb said, hey, Donald, how you going? Michelle said, if Dan snuffs it, it'll be made an Australian holiday, asking for 5-minute friends. Or 5-metre friends, which one? Deb said, that is all of the news outlets false, yeah. Deb said, it's called climate engineering, yes. Deb said, yes, the earth does go through big changes, cyclical. Alex says, yes, George is a lovely bloke. I really hope he's okay. Paul said, around and around answers. Yes, and never actually answer them. Did I go up or down? Oh, for some reason it went up. Michelle said, loser, all right. Shannon said, right on, Debs. Alex said, I'm about 7 minutes behind, so just trying to catch up on chipmunk speed. Lanazi said, BB gun, anyone? Brett said, hello, is the reason as they can't educate stupid, apparently, yes. Shannon said, chipmunks behind, maybe traces of nuts. Deb said, level Nobby's nuts before he... That's not what it used to say, Deb. Nibble Nobby's nuts. That was the ads that we used to get on TV. Nibble Nobby's nuts. And they're actual nuts, you know, that you eat. Shannon said, so wrong on so many levels if you think about it. Hard enough. Brett said, why no policies raise the 28? Deb said, I bet they all getting it free education here, though, through the bloody universities, yeah. Alex said, I didn't know that about Dan Andrews, but I think a few people are beginning to reap what they sowed. I saw a video of Celine Dion, can't help but think of that advert she did with the babies. Yeah, remember that? Weird people. Peg's Place said, hey, how you going, Peg? So much corruption in this world, don't matter what country. Exactly. Michelle said, isn't she the one at his door? Are you talking about Keating coming out of his apartment? Alex said, I feel sorry for anyone who's lost their way. Yep. Shannon said, Biden took that banana like it was nothing. Yeah, well, when AOC was in front of him, bent over like a turtle, well, the turtle, I thought, oh, no, he's not going to. No, don't do that. That's rude. Okay, don't worry about it. Shannon said, some people been calling Trump a Nazi for years. Yep. Deb said, tit for tat. Lanazi said, ooh. Deb said, how sad she had to die. They are just like the Clinton with the evil. Lanazi said, now she got stink finger. Oh. Lanazi said, racist. Dealey said, all I heard was she had people in a closet. Where am I? Okay, around here somewhere. Deb said, are you sure you're over 18, Hev? If not, I'm a very old, under 18-year-old. Very old looking under 18, yeah. Alex said, nearly caught up, lol. Alex said, didn't Epstein own that ranch with Peter Nygaard? I think Epstein really is just the tip of the iceberg and there are so many more horrific billionaires yet to surface. Paul said, finally, I'm a mod. Shannon said, I think that fashion guy, Nygaard, had an island there as well, like Biden's and Richard Branson. Deb said, Paul, you need one. Paul said, well, not everyone but me have. No, you should have one by now. Hang on a sec. If I go down the... Oh, God love ya.
Timar28 donated $20. Greetings everyone. What show have you chosen for the watch with me this week, Hev?
Well, we're going to have a vote on it because it's either going to be National Lampoon's European Vacation or an episode of Twilight Zone or the X-Files, yeah. So, okay, one for National Lampoon's, and I better remember this time. Put one in the chat for National Lampoon's Vacation. Put 2 in the chat for the X-Files. And 3 in the chat for the Twilight Zone. And thank you so much, Timmy, a legend. And hopefully you'll be joining us shortly. So one was the European Vacation, 2 was the X-Files, and 3 was Twilight Zone. Carl saying 4. Out to lunch once. European Vacation. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll come back to that. You got one now, Paul. Why are we stopping cow farts? I have no idea. Brett said she apparently was invited the Trump do back in 2017. Yeah, I'll get to you. Definitely. Yep, Paul hasn't got a spanner. Alex said, I don't think I've ever booted anyone apart from the dodgy bots that used to come in. We don't ever see those anymore. Okay, we've got 2 number 4s, which aren't even there, right? 2 2s or 3s and 2 National Lampoons. Okay. Is it up to me now? Shannon said, me either. Mine turned into a blue Viagra pill. What are you talking about there, Shannon? Shannon said, wedge-tail eagle is way bigger than American bald eagle. They are comparably smaller. Alex said, not wedger, another fraud in the Shatwood gang. Lovely birds, though. Shame those turbines harm so many of them. Yep. 4 was nothing. Yeah, Deb, 4 was nothing, right? 4 is, okay, you don't want to watch anything with me. Okay, that's number 4. You don't want to watch anything with me. So we're in between the X-Files and the Twilight Zone and National Lampoon. It's still the same. It's still got the same numbers, okay? The National Lampoon's European Vacation's bloody funny. Okay, yep, number 4, if you don't want to watch anything with me at all. So Shannon and who else was it? You're gonna have to change your Carl. You're gonna have to change your picks. Deb said, is Tim Eyre still lurking? Alana said, I love bald eagles, so majestic. Shannon said, you mean Craig? Deb said, my mum said there's nothing funnier than an Irish man telling Irish jokes. Yep. Alex said, I'm not sure. I did text him, but I've not heard anything back yet. Debbie's here now. Paul said, thank you. Shannon said, to be sure. Get away from my lucky charms. Deb said, I sent him a message. Are you lurking? AWOL Stu said, best thing about the wedgie is they stand up to about 1 metre tall, make the bald eagle look like a chicken hawk. Shannon said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson, exactly. Oh, now we got 5. Carl, what's number 5? Oh, dear. Deb said, F that, a silent birth. Alex said, yeah, true, I don't trust any of them. They're all in the horrid club. Yeah, I don't trust any. Look, I don't even trust Tom, okay? Tom Cruise, even. I don't fully trust any of them. I don't trust Assange. I don't trust any of them. Deb said, Dolores, I'm hoping she's okay. Yeah, she did say she was not doing well. Geez, I hope she's all right. Paul said, Pauline's in trouble for not declaring a free flight with Gina Reinhart. Oh, whoop-de-freaking do. It's a free flight, not like the other chick who just flies around on taxpayer dollars. At least Gina paid for Pauline's. Deb said, yes, we do care for all the Havites. Yes, we do. Yeah, Tommy Masoda or something his name was out to lunch. Tommy Masoda. Oh, that is so close. Deb said Bavola. Shannon said, don't hit like a wedge-tailed eagle with your car. They come in to visit and they aren't happy to see you. Oh, no. Menacing said, Michael Jackson on Tommy Mottola. He's the devil. Yes, that's it. You think 2 and 3 win? Okay, Shannon said 5 million friends. Focus, Hev. What? Where? How? Where? Why? What? Who? What 5 million friends are we talking about here? Shannon said nibble. Fucking order, correct? Yeah, nibble Nobby's nuts it was. Before Nobby nibbles yours. I don't know. That just came out of nowhere. Sorry about that. AWOL Stew. Tits with tats. Oh, funny. Okay, I read that one because it wasn't bad. Okay. Pray for Dolores all the time. Lovely to see Dolores again soon. Yeah, it would be, Alex. Hang on, where are we? I'm going back here. Muskie is correct, said Shannon. Okay. Shannon said, good question, Timmy. Hello to the doctor in the house. Everyone's going, Timmy. I was going to say, Jimmy. Timmy. No, not Jimmy. Okay, I don't know where my head's at today. I'm having one of those days. You just have to bear with me. Okay, Jupiter Rising, truth in movies. Okay, I don't have Jupiter Rising. 1 Lampoons, 2 The X-Files, and 3 The Twilight Zone. So we've got 2 4s. We've got 2 1s. We've got 2 2 or 3s. Have a good one, Lanazi. Okay, where are we up to? 2 or 3. Okay, 2 or 3 and National Lampoon. So 1 and 2 and 3 are equal at the moment. 2 or 3's jumped ahead. One's caught up again. National Lampoons is caught up to the X-Files and okay. And it doesn't matter. I love them all. Can't decide. I was banging on about Wedge Tails because I've seen 3 in as many days. Oh, where'd that go? Seen 3 in as many days. Where is it? I've gone past it. There. In as many days. Phillip Island, Anglesea. Oh, nice. Alex said, I think 2 and 3 win. We must do both. A marathon. Pulling straws, yeah. Shannon said, not like Bronwyn Bishop. Get to the chopper. Brett said, thank you all. Aussies who are aware, keep researching. Love to you all. You too, Brett. Oh, what was the advert for Nobby's Noddy Holder, the Christmas guy? Advert. No, it was Nibble Nobby's Nuts. So we got 3. Okay. You guys, honestly, 369. Oh my God, Carl. Shannon said 3 and some more. I know what that means. I might not know what queef is, but yeah. Well, I do now. Thanks for that. I didn't really need to know that. Deb said, we love you so much, Alex. Dolores, how you going? You're going to be a mod. Sorry, but we just don't want anyone being, because people are being censored. You're still advised ground and trusting Jesus by his stripes we're all headed. Heard you guys mention me and wanted to thank you all for the prayers. I love all of you. Oh, God love you. Above, not advice. Okay. You're still above ground and trusting Jesus. God love you. So, yep. We were all thinking of you, Dolores. Shannon said 6 and 9 are all divisible by 3, so 3 it is. That would mean the Twilight Zone. Doris said, I'm in for a battle of my life over here. It's nice to know I'm not alone. Oh, God love you. Doesn't matter what we watch. I'm all in for either one. Okay, well, that's where we're heading then. We are heading over to Rumble. Give me about 10, 15 minutes. And I'll see you over there and we're going to watch the Twilight Zone because that was number 3 and that's what everyone's chosen now. It was head-to-head with National Lampoons and 2 and 3, but now 3 has taken over. Okay. See you over there, guys, and I'll see the rest of you very soon. I'll try and get here during the week. I don't know if I can. Like you know, I've got a mum with Alzheimer's and things don't always work out the way you want. But anyway, I'll try. Much love. See you soon. Bye. Where's my outro gone? There it is.